steeped in history and tradition. The oldest football competition in the world. Almost as old as football itself.
Radford again. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Radford the scorer. Ronnie Radford. And the crowd are invading the pitch.
Liverpool have turned it round. The boy is a genius.
A team with dreams of etching its name into football folklore faces an opponent which has done it all before. A place in legend is the prize for the Latics, hoping to emulate the giant killers of yesteryear. City aiming to build a dynasty and stand alongside the greats of the past. Good evening, welcome to the World Game. Coming your way over the next hour, the pick of the action from the 2013 FA Cup final. Wembley Stadium was the venue as Manchester City and Wigan vied for the oldest trophy in world football, the first ever meeting in an FA Cup final of these two Lancashire clubs. It was City's second final in 3 years, and manager Roberto Mancini would have loved nothing more than another trophy to cap off a somewhat disappointing season. On the other hand, Wigan's first ever FA Cup final was a welcome distraction for the Latics as they face a battle for survival in the English Premier League. Let's take in the action at Wembley with your commentators Stuart Robson and Martin Tyler.
Roberto Mancini, a lot of talk about him today as to whether he's coming to the end of his time as Manchester City's manager. If he does leave, he'll be hoping to leave with a second FA Cup in 3 seasons, with a league title sandwiched in between. Manchester City fields 6 of the side, which started that triumph here in the FA Cup 2 years ago, though there is a different captain. Vincent Kompany has replaced Carlos Tevez. One of them plays his first tie since then, Joe Hart. Costel Pantilimon, who has featured in all the previous rounds, misses out on the big day. Nastasic, Clichy, Nasri and Aguero have all arrived since that win over Stoke. Goals from Nasri and Aguero got them past Chelsea here in the semi-final.
With Tevez and Aguero playing through the middle, expect plenty of combination play between the two, with Nasri and Silva joining in from wider positions. That should leave space for Zabaleta and Clichy to break forward every opportunity. Touré and Barry will hope to win their midfield battle in order for Manchester City to dictate the pace of the game.
Well, Wigan have also changed their semi-final goalkeeper. The man from Oman, Ali Al-Habsi, loses out to the 23-year-old Spaniard Joel. They've been hit by injuries to defenders. Ramis, Figueroa, Stam all out, and Bosajur, who has been an emergency left-back, has joined them. But Antonin Alcaraz does return after a hamstring problem. There's one other change to report from Tuesday's Premier League defeat against Swansea. Jordi Gomez, who's been a standout in the run to the final, is preferred to Ben Watson.
It looks as though Martinez will continue to play with a back three. However, that will require McCarthy to play right wing-back with Espinosa down the left. In central midfield, McArthur and Gomez will need to combine defensive qualities with their passing ability to allow the front three to cause City as many problems as possible with their pace and trickery.
Amazingly, the clubs first met 42 years ago in the FA Cup. City were, as they are now, a power in the land. Wigan were a non-league team. They only lost 1-0. Almost as great underdogs today as they were then. And here's Alcaraz, whose return could be important for Wigan, just to how well that damaged hamstring stands up. I've been looking through their ranks and saying, well, who's the least injured who can play? Meanwhile, City very much at full strength. It was a struggle to get a place on the bench, really. Here's Aguero. Zabaleta goes ahead of him, but has run offside, and David Silva and Yaya Touré, who scored the winner in the final 2 years ago, in the semi-final that season as well.
Interesting to see Aguero's pulling in behind Espinosa. Left wing back, just forcing him back. Sharma will have to come out at some point and release Espinosa to go and mark David Silva.
Silva, Aguero, and it runs on to Zabaleta, a little fortunately for Manchester City. Silva coming in, Espinosa gets it away. You feel it's important that Wigan build some sort of platform here and don't go behind early. Kone would be even better for them if they went ahead early. Kone trying to barrel their way through unsuccessfully. Toure. Chance for Clichy to get forward. Plenty of City players in the middle. Should the cross come in? Hasn't really played as that. Now Nasri. Nasri and Silva, the two ex-Arsenal men. Nastasic snapping it forward. Aguero on the move. And the decision is given just outside the penalty area.
Great start from Manchester City, playing on the front foot. Already seen players go in behind Espinosa. This is what he does so well, Aguero, wriggling in between challenges.
It was just clipped in the initial stages of that burst by Emerson Boyce. City maybe just moving the ball back a little further away from the actual offence to try and get some distance to get the ball up and down again and give Joel a really early problem here with Carlos Tevez, who scored very late to beat Wigan and Joel last month in the Premier League. Now has a chance to score very early in the 2013 FA Cup final. Let's see if he holds his seniority over Yaya Toure.
Tevez will try and bend it, he takes it. Toure will try and blast it, it's just touched to the side for him. It looks like he's walking away, so it will be Carlos Tevez.
Carlos Tevez trying to give Manchester City a perfect start here, charged down by the wall. Yaya Toure shoots, pushed out by Joel, and the flag goes up against Aguero, who was following in and was offside.
It's a save he should have made, but made it all the same. Not a particularly good free kick, and it comes out to Yaya Toure, just slices across the ball, but you can see Aguero and Silva were both offside. Just pushes it far enough away from the danger area.
Maloney. McManaman's done very well under pressure here. Here's Kone. Espinosa on the gallop down the left-hand side. It's a lovely ball into McManaman's stride. He's got a chance here. First chance of the final. And he was trying to just bend it inside that far post.
Well, it was brilliant play from McManaman in the first place. On the halfway line, he had to work for his space. Then he switched it out to Kone. And once Kone pulled it inside, the fullback Clichy doesn't get round on the cover. Nastasic doesn't get tight enough. See exactly what he's trying to do. Could he have got the shot away with his right foot? Then he doesn't get it out of his feet. Gets it stuck under his feet, and that's why he can't get the whip on it that he required. But a good bit of play from the wide right player.
Kone disappointed, but they need to stick together rather than criticise each other. And Roberto Martinez fulsome in his praise. A well done, you saw from the Wigan dugout. But here comes Silva and Zabaleta going in. The flag has gone up. It's not finished off in the end by Carlos Tevez.
If Wigan hold such a high line, it's only a matter of time before one of these City players find the right pass. I mean, we're talking inches there, and Zabaleta's caught offside. How many runs has he made like that this season, Zabaleta? Used to be Micah Richards from this right-hand side, but Zabaleta, usually the timing is perfect, and I think he got the timing right. The player on the ball didn't.
It's unusual, though. They've reached semi-finals. Spectacular effort by Maloney, who's capable of the spectacular. Reached the FA Trophy final for non-league teams, the Football League Trophy final, the League Cup final, and now the FA Cup final. This was the effort Another handball, Stuart, was that?
No, it wasn't. Just slicing off the boot. Hits him on the leg and the hand, but really can't give a penalty.
Here's David Silva, losing Gomez. Been deflected in by Aguero. I wonder whether the flag would have gone up.
There's that flat back line that worries me so much for Wigan. Silva comes in field here. Only 5 yards away. It's too easy to play the ball in between them.
Able to deal with the attempted diagonal towards Kone. Good work by the powerful Yaya Toure. City fans encouraged by the chance that Tevez had but couldn't take, and it's deflected back into his stride, and he went simply for power.
Could he have taken it on? I think he could have done there. He tried to play the ball inside for a 1-2. Shana read it, but it bounces off his leg straight back into his path. I think he can take another touch against Alcaraz. There's the chance up the other end. Really good cutback. His eyes were lightning up there. And there's that trailing right leg, just the end of the toe that gets on it.
Tevez reaching for it, Joel reaching for it. When you think they hadn't won a major piece of silverware for 35 years, they won the FA Cup, Premier League, and here they are, favourites to win an FA Cup again, although it's not been favourites on what we've seen so far. We're going to have done very well. Just wonder why Roberto Mancini is being seen as someone that they can afford to get rid of, if indeed that is the case. But here is Espinosa, down he goes, and Andre Mariner says, I'm not going to give it. And the Wigan fans who are watching from a long way away, most of them anyway, not happy. Stuart Robson.
Well, my first thought was that Zabaleta can't go to ground, he can't make that challenge. And Espinosa does really well. He steps across him, he gets his body in the way. I'm going to say, on first viewing, I would have given a penalty.
And that's the only viewing that the referee gets. Andre Mariner said no. David Silva.
It was good to see was Espinosa play up the field as that the left wing back. Shows how well Wigan are playing at the moment.
A lovely ball in from Clichy. Barry. Tevez with time to turn. Yaya Toure. Good hold-up play by Kone. And Alcaraz had made the block, joining in. A chance here for McManaman to use his pace. He's in for Wigan. It's a difficult angle. Can he set up anyone or go the goal himself? What a goal it would have been. There were one or two in particular, they were thinking they might have been teed up sometime in that mazy run from Callum McManaman.
What a great run it was. We talked about, he looked as though he lacked pace out on that right-hand side when he went for one ball. There he beat Nastasic. I think he does the right thing here. Not too many other options on. He could have played it back. Espinosa has made 2 runs inside, and we think for what I thought was a penalty. Here it is again. Those runs that Zabaleta normally makes up the other end. And he leans across him. Oh, it's a dive.
Went late, didn't he?
Zabaleta shouldn't go to ground here. He gave him every chance. He does catch him, but the dive in the end. And the referee gets that one absolutely right. There's the contact. Could have stayed on his feet. It looks like he could stay on his feet and get the shot away.
I guess that's what Andre Mariner thought. Zabaleta relieved and then dismissive when he got the decision. Only when he got the decision.
Must have been in his mouth there, because what Espinosa did really well was just lean across him, so Zabaleta couldn't get at the ball.
Wigan, you feel, at the top of their game. City may well have plenty in reserve. It's rather been the story of their season. You know they've got fantastic individuals, and in the Premier League last season they were a terrific team, and they haven't been a terrific team this season. Awful time in the Champions League, admittedly in a difficult section. Here's Kone. Strong, confident. Very popular figure around the club.
Well, back to what you said. Yes, Man City may have a couple of gears left in them, but if you start off slowly, it's sometimes difficult to pick it up. You want to, it just doesn't happen.
Tevez. Zabaleta. Zabaleta might go on here. Comes out to Barry. Always wanted it on his left foot. And Joel hangs on.
Well, there we see Zabaleta going up the other end again, doing to Espinosa what Espinosa did to him a little while ago. He's lucky, Espinosa. He flies into the challenge. Real conviction in the effort from Gareth Barry.
45th minute. We understand maybe one more minute to come of added time. Impressive first half of their first ever FA Cup final for Wigan Athletic.
Certainly played their part. After the first 5 or 6 minutes when Man City had all the play, it looks like they were going to cause problems. They've been the better side. Manchester City have been lethargic. Well, when they've switched to play Wigan, broken the ball up in midfield and played around the pressure that Man City have tried to put on them. Holding on occasions too high and too flat a line. Man City haven't caused them too many problems.
Goes the board, and it is one added minute. Boyce. Zabaleta steers it away, be collected by David Silva. Maybe time for one last attack. Ooh, and McCarthy thought he could steal it then, and good pressure. But he's forced company to play it out. They've gone about their business like a team with no great weight of expectation on their shoulders.
That's good midfield play. He goes to close Yaya Toure down, but when Yaya Toure plays it back to company, he doesn't stop there, he goes again. He realised he could put company under pressure.
Concern for Roberto Mancini and his assistant David Platt. Is half-time, yes. Carlos Tevez, one good chance. Callum McManaman sprang through the City defence, but couldn't find a scoring shot. He's had some very promising moments in a team that's certainly not been overawed by their first FA Cup final. Tevez's effort kept out by Joel's feet. And at half-time here at Wembley Stadium, the 2013 FA Cup final. It's Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 0. Roberto Martinez, whatever happens now, I can say his team have shown that they're worthy of an occasion like this. Maybe they can take their confidence even further in the second half and get a goal. You sometimes wonder when the underdogs play so well and don't score, whether they will look back on that first half as a missed opportunity. City haven't really into their silky stride. Chasing by Tevez. Tidying up by Shana. No substitutions from either of the two Robertos at half-time. First time, incidentally, for 50 years since we've had a cup final with two managers with the same Christian name. And it was Matt Busby of Manchester United and Matt Gillies of Leicester City, and the Manchester Matt, Sir Matt as he became, won on that day by 3-1.
Once again, Yaya Toure was slow to see the pass. The thing that Mancini was talking to Nasri about was to try and run in between MacArthur and the centre half, Boyce. Allow Clichy to come on the overlap. 2 or 3 times it looks like he's timed his run well, and Yaya Toure hasn't found the right pass.
Kone. It's James McCarthy trying to hit it with the outside of the foot. Got more of the laces on it. James Milner limbering up for Manchester City. He was out in his technical area before the players came from the dressing room to the half-time break. Not unusual for Roberto Mancini, incidentally. There's Espinosa by Company. Here's Zabaleta, cleared by Alcaraz. Dealt with by Espinosa. And Mariner just delayed and gave Wigan the free kick against the City skipper.
He tries to win the ball from the back. He does win the ball. It's impossible to challenge from behind these days. He had a good first half. Some of his link-up plays, movement, trying to run in behind Zabaleta, drifting out to this left-hand side.
40 points and 16 places in the Premier League, the difference between these two clubs. Certainly hasn't been writ large over this FA Cup final so far, but City now with Tevez looking hungrier for success here, and Nasri. The end product hasn't been what Manchester City have been seeking.
Good defending from MacArthur and McCarthy, which he wants to come back on his right foot. McCarthy's ready for that. Forces him wide, and in the end it's a poor cross. I knew there wasn't space for Clichy to go on the overlap. It was better defending from the players on the right-hand side.
Aguero, whose goal this equivalent weekend a year ago the title away from Manchester United and brought it to the Etihad Stadium, the home of Manchester City. Funny enough, their previous title win back in 1968 was followed by an FA Cup success. A chance to make history repeat itself here.
It's the ball that made those red and black stripes famous.
Yeah,
it was the second strip for Man City.
Leicester, who were relegated, as Wigan might be this season. Lovely work by Tevez. Oh, well, going in at the near post was Sergio Aguero, and when he got a touch, you thought 1-0 Manchester City.
Well, Boyce does really well here. Not so much Shano, who gets beaten far too easily by Tevez. There's the run. And Boyce just gets a nick on it. Last-ditch defending. Aguero's run was excellent to get across the front of him.
And towards Company, who likes to make a run towards the near post, watched by Shana.
Well, just complaining that he was blocked when all that was happening. Nowhere near the ball, started to come.
Yes, Tevez and Aguero trying to make it difficult for Joel, the goalkeeper. Whipped in again, Company going there again, and it ends up on the roof of the net, and it's a goal kick.
Well, it looks though Company was the player that had the chance. Just backs off of Shani, doesn't actually win it himself, it comes off Boyce. Boyce's shoulder here. He actually heads it back towards his own goal, Boyce. He gets lucky that it hits Joel. It's going to be Samir Nasri that's going to come off. And straight away, Silva has come to this left-hand side. That means that Wigan will go on the right.
Obvious disappointment as an individual. It will all disappear if Milner comes on and plays a part in a win for Manchester City, and Nasri, having left the game early, does leave the stadium with a winner's souvenir. Here comes James McCarthy. with some aplomb. Just ran it out.
When he wants to, he can motor, can't he? Oh, Toure was embarrassed firstly by McCarthy. He shows his pace and power, gets back in. Like I said, a bit more often.
Manchester City, when you look at their statistics over the last couple of seasons, they don't score many early goals. They are a side capable of wearing down the opposition by their passing. And here is David Silva. Aguero is well off the ball, and Andre Mariner having turned one down for Wigan at that end. You might feel that Aguero was looking to make the most of the contact, that he was never going to get the ball, I don't think.
No, he wouldn't hook the ball. Interesting to see whether he gave Shana a little nudge to start with, or whether Shana struggling to tug him down. But as I said, it was off the ball, difficult for the referee to see.
Maloney. Jordi Gomez. Waiting for Espinoza. He started to go, then checked. Kone in the box for Wigan. Jordi Gomez again, Espinoza again. Shana survived that tangle with Aguero. This is his last attack. Espinoza, he used the pace on the pass to get away.
There is that incident again, a little over. Well, he's offside anyway when the ball was played. I think he throws himself to the ground, but he was offside in the first place. See how he backed into Shana to make the contact. And Shana fell over. I think his hand may have just caught Aguero.
Company's header. Barry. Silva, who was such a little magician in the title-winning season, certainly the first two-thirds of it. Quite picked up his best form in this campaign. Who will work and work and work, and will relish the opportunity to play on the ground that he knows well, of course, from his England career. Play for his club.
So Silva's gone into a more central area.
Short corner, Wigan are a little bit asleep. McManaman. Kone goes outside him. And Zabaleta might well get a caution here. Does. Took one for the team.
There was a couple of passes on. Had he got to the ball, McManaman. McCarthy made a really good run through the centre of the field. There's that change of direction. Just catches him. Aguero was getting back. There it is.
Yeah, any little touch when you're moving McManaman's pace, you do tend to be knocked off your balance. It was late from Shana, but City had kept the ball. How can they use it? Milner. Well, it's gone across the face of the goal, and in the end Wigan survived that. With David Silva coming in, Zabaleta involved, getting ahead of the play.
Well, could he have dived at the far post? This is good play from Milner to see the run of Zabaleta. Slid in. I think he could have done. Certainly made more effort. Just tried to stay on side to start with. Zabaleta again, making that driving run.
It's the sort of moment that an instinctive goal scorer would have gone in on, and I don't put David Silva in that category, and he wouldn't put himself in that category either.
I think he wants to make the goals, doesn't he? He wants to play that inch-perfect pass.
Confirmation of the earlier booking for Zabaleta. Steady and composure, as he always is, Roberto Martinez. Espinoza. Looking for Maloney. It might run on here. It does for MacArthur. McManaman's onside. Maloney and Kone are in the middle. McManaman. Oh, he's still got it. He stood it up, but Kone, I think, maybe momentarily had thought it wasn't coming in. Espinoza's on the scene. Jordi Gomez. McManaman to try again. He's got to David Silva and he's way past him. McManaman! Manchester City surviving by the skin of their teeth. The thrust of Callum McManaman. Back in by Espinosa. Volleyed away with a bit more assurance by Nastasic that time.
Magnificent play from this man here, McManaman. Really poor defending from Silva. Then Clichy turns his back on it. But company comes to the rescue. He's such a danger. McManaman down this right-hand side.
Well, we'll wait to see. Roberto Mancini's substitutions have been at times hard to predict. Jack Rodwell is coming on, and Carlos Tevez with a rueful grin that will mask his personal disappointment as the player replaced.
You're absolutely right. Rodwell's going to play. He's actually going to play as the holding midfielder. They're going to play Silva in behind Aguero, and they're going to play three in central midfield. Rodwell's the holding player. Barry and Yaya Toure a little bit further advanced.
It's something that you mentioned it. They did it in pre-season, Stuart. They've seen a lot of Manchester City games this season, and they've, if you're being critical, you say mess around with it, but of course that's unfair on the coaching staff. They try to employ it to change games. They did it in the Champions League without too much success. Sometimes the players look confused. McManaman, who's made City look confused at times here at Wembley today. On he goes, and he's impeded by Nastasic.
Now, they obviously still haven't got themselves organised here, because Nastasic goes to close the ball down without any urgency. And Clichy should have been working much quicker. He was jogging back, Clichy. Should have been inside. As soon as there was space in between those two players, it was obvious where McManaman was going to go. He certainly has been a threat.
Yellow card for Matija Nastasic. Free kick to Wigan. The artful Maloney is over it.
You set it up the other end. Could this be the moment?
Yeah.
Could this one be the moment?
For Dave Whelan, for Wigan Athletic, for those who champion the cause of the underdog, as this competition has done often enough. Lined up zonally, Manchester City. Taken by Maloney. Oh, and it's scraped the frame of the goal.
I'm sure he can't have gone for the shot. He must have been trying to whip this into the box, but Joe Hart was really confident it was going over the bar. He's just trying to wrap his foot round it. Putting back down, isn't it, at the far post? It's a lot of height, and it looks like it was going right out the back, and that's exactly what Joe Hart thought. Doesn't make any effort to move his feet.
And Ben Watson will replace Jordi Gomez.
Well played, Jordi Gomez. He likes to be a free player. We're playing a three-man midfield. He was playing in a two-man midfield, so there was a lot of responsibility on him defensively, and he did the job well. He stopped Barry and Yaya Toure dictating the game.
Which way is it going to go? Yaya Toure. Done well. Clichy. Lining up. Even when they get it wide, there's no real conviction that an attack across, certainly one in the air and score. There was that one early in the second half that came in low for Aguero. It's Gareth Barry giving it away. Kone, McManaman, right man, right place. Can he go all the way? Across comes Zabaleta. He's got to go. Manchester City are in trouble here. Company feeling that McManaman made too much of it, but I don't think he's got grounds for that. The second yellow for Pablo Zabaleta.
Why, oh why did he go to ground? There's no way I think McManaman would have got there in the end. He just had to back off. Now he's got a problem. How's he going to reorganise? Well, he's sorting it out fairly quickly. Does he get to the ball first? Yes, he does. And there's no question about it. It's a foul, and a poor one from Zabaleta. He cannot go to ground here. He knows he's being booked. He's not going to get to the ball first. His angle of recovery had to be back towards his own goal and just hold up McManaman.
Well, the previous players red carded in FA Cup finals. Kevin Moran, Manchester United against Everton, 1985. Ended up with a winner's medal. Jose Antonio Reyes, Arsenal against Manchester United, 2005, ended up with a winner's medal.
Still picture the goal Norman Whiteside scored in that game you're talking about, where Kevin Moran got sent off.
So what an opportunity for Wigan Athletic here. Of course, it's never as easy as it sounds. 11 against 10. Maloney, who scored a wonderful free kick recently to get a point at Queen's Park Rangers very late in that game.
Well, that's the new technique that everybody's using at the moment. Doesn't try and hit it too hard, just hits the back of the ball. Short follow through, just gets that dip on it, as he did when he hit the bar for the cross into the box.
Aguero's offside.
Milner has gone to right back, as you would expect. Yaya Toure going to play three in central midfield. Yaya Toure is the holding player. Rodwell and Barry either side, and Silva in behind Aguero. That looks to be the way they're playing at the moment. Silva will drop back in a little bit deeper, as he's doing now.
Alcaraz. MacArthur. In that match I mentioned at Queen's Park Rangers when Maloney scored late, QPR had a player sent off very early, Bobby Zamora, and Wigan couldn't handle the change of emphasis from being underdogs to being favourites. This is Wembley, and City at the moment are hanging on to this 0-0. They're booking for Barry now.
Sliding in, trying to stop Maloney getting his shot away or his final pass. Well, the place where there will be space for Wigan now, because of the way Man City are playing, will be in wide areas. Their wide centre-halves have to come out and play. They have to play 10, 15 yards further up the field, so they create a 2v1 against the fullbacks, because they're playing very narrow in midfield, Manchester City. Switch of play will cause Man City problems as well.
Is Maloney going to try again here? Watson is also extremely adept at the free kicks. Trying to beat the England goalkeeper here. And Watson hits the wall. Boyce steps in. McManaman. McCarthy. Espinosa, the deepest for Wigan. Kone gets it down. Maloney. Step over, the shot's blocked. Can't get out, Manchester City at the moment. But we are heading a couple of minutes past added time to extra time here at Wembley.
Man City, as you said, can't get out at the moment. Aguero's made a couple of runs in behind, the ball hasn't found him. Rodwell gives a little nudge here, so the ball will come back at them. What a chance here for Wigan. Well, he's claiming that Barry handballed it, certainly. No chance of a penalty there.
90 seconds plus 3 added minutes. And the force is with Wigan Athletic. Espinosa. Watson. MacArthur. need to pass the ball quickly, move Manchester City around. And they struggle to draw them out, I think. Certainly in this period, until the 90 minutes are up. McManaman setting off past Clichy. He's into the penalty area. Callum McManaman! Oh, and the referee's pointed for a corner.
Big decision here. Once again, McManaman beats Clichy for pace. There's Clichy hanging on to him. And he just gets a little nick on the ball, doesn't he? Goal Clichy, just with his foot here. Sure he does. From the other angle, it looks like he got a little toe on it. I think what saved him, he didn't go to ground.
Well, all he got, Roberto Martinez, was a corner. Which Maloney takes, and it's in! It's Ben Watson! It's Ben Watson for Wigan Athletic! They've surely won the FA Cup! For Dave Whelan, for Roberto Martinez! You just cannot write scripts like this.
What a ball it was into the box. Ben Watson. Man City are trying to zonal mark, but nobody attacks the ball. Ben Watson comes from a little bit deeper. No chance for Joe Hart. What a shot we've got on our hands here. And how do Man City get back into the game? We're now in added on time. They're a player short. What a performance this man's put in. See Ben Watson makes his run to the near post. Rodwell has to be guarding that near post there. He has to be another 2 or 3 yards. Clichy has to be another 2 or 3 yards. You can't allow players to run across the front. But what a leap and what a good technical header it was from Ben Watson.
What a story. Missed most of the season with a broken leg. The man who's had a broken leg this season for the club run by the man who had a broken leg in the final in 1960. There's a certain symmetry here in 2013. But City aren't dead and buried yet. They've just got to throw the kitchen sink at it. Edin Dzeko is on. Company. And it runs away from David Silva, and the sands of time are running out for Manchester City here. And for Roberto Mancini in his tenure at the club. But McManaman might have won a penalty. All he got was a corner, but what a corner.
And what a performance this man's put in. Without doubt, the man of the match. He's tormented goal, Clichy. He's run at defenders. It's a good delivery from Maloney. That's too easy. No determination from Rodwell. Look at the way Watson just runs in front of him. Rodwell's got to work hard to get across the front of him. Brilliant header though from Watson.
Up towards Kone, who gets a touch. Company. And Joel comes out, gets it out. Dzeko on for Barry. It's the last throw for Manchester City. And it comes out towards Company. Teased back in by Clichy. Company there again. Milner has to turn and chase. All eyes on Andre Mariner.
Can they defend the ball into the box? There will be one more cross. There will be one more ball that they have to defend. Here it comes now. It's not. He hasn't got good control, Milner.
Wigan Athletic are on the brink of the most famous of FA Cup victories. There's no sign of the referee blowing yet. It's Dzeko who wins it. It's Espinosa who half gets it away. Kone chases. Wigan have done it! Unbelievable! Martinez. Tough to take for Mancini and his men. The late goal has made Ben Watson a hero here. He's not exactly Big Ben, but he chimed at Wembley today. The man with the ginger hair got his head to the corner. Manchester City then down to 10 men with Zabaleta sending off. But Wigan, Stuart Robson certainly deserved it.
They did deserve it. They defended well, apart from the first 10 minutes. They played well in midfield, but they also were a real threat on the counter. And they had the most dynamic player on the field, McManaman, out on the right wing. He went past players, he got crosses in, and Kone led the line brilliant. And some of the big-name players at Man City didn't perform. They played at too slow a tempo, they didn't play well individually, and they certainly didn't play well as a team. And this man deserves a lot of credit for the way he set up his team today. Remember, they had so many defenders out. It was a makeshift back three and the two wing-backs.
Look at that scoreline. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 1. It's all academic, really, for Manchester City. And it might soon be history for him. As I say, we're not really acting on definite information, but sometimes you can sniff out the way the wind is blowing. The handshakes are cursory. I always say, don't let the cup final day pass you by. I'm sure these Wigan lads will remember every second. They'll watch the reruns over and over again. And David Bernstein just explaining there that the medals have to be handed out first. That's the protocol these days. Little Wigan, the town in Lancashire, are a global name thanks to this magnificent, historic global competition. They have lost a bit of its place in the pecking order in this country, but around the world, sportsmen stop for the FA Cup. It's Wigan Athletics FA Cup, yes, Wigan Athletic. Their great Wembley day. And Manchester City stay to join in the applause for the unlikely winners, Stuart Robson.
Unlikely before the game, but as the game wore on, they probably looked the more likely side because they got both aspects of the game right. They defended much better in the second half and all around the field, but they were a threat on the counter and they kept the ball well. And I thought tactically, Martinez beat Mancini today and they deserved their victory.
In cup football, it's all about the result. And sometimes you don't get the performance, but today they've got both, Wigan. And they have got their real reward.